All right, back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing a beer from the Beer Tree Brew Company, and they are out of Port Crane, New York, and this is their Lost Coconuts. So they're calling this an Imperial Porter that is brewed with coconut, comes in at 10.5% alcohol by volume, 45 IBUs, and at the time of review, this can is approximately 2 months old. So, Beer Tree, I've heard pretty good things, courtesy of a good friend of mine and a fellow beer tuber, Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews. He really digs their stuff. I know Matt over at Massive Beer Reviews also digs their offerings. So we don't get Beer Tree in Buffalo, but they started showing up in the Rochester, New York area in the last couple months. So last time I was at the One Stop Brew Shop in Rochester. They had this, and I wanted to grab it because you guys know I love coconuts. It's the second beer I have ever had from Beer Tree. I had an IPA from them, forget the name of it, and it was pretty tasty. I didn't review it, so this is the first one I'm reviewing from them, and it's a Imperial Porter with coconut. Like, yeah. Sign me up. You guys know that I'm about that coconut. So let's give this a crack. Pour it into a glass and see what we got. Going to use the Upstate. Upstate is not like right down the street from Beer Tree, but you know, they're not that far away. So I figured, you know, we'll use that. Use the glass. Not hashtag proper glassware, but like, you know what? Come on, shout out. Shout out to Upstate. I got to review more Upstate stuff. Anyway, you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear that fizzing away. Definitely fizzing away. So yeah, that pours out a really deep dark brown color. Probably gonna look pitch black on color, or on the pitch black in color. It does look pitch black in color, pitch black on camera. I'm struggling with words today, but yeah, in person, this is more of like a really deep dark brown. Had about a finger of a like tannish, almost mocha colored head that dissipated into a thin film of nothing. It's probably the oils from the coconut. More often than not, when you use real coconut, the oils, you know, play with the carbonation, play with the head retention, and as you can see, yeah, there's a bunch of little bits on there, probably from the coconut itself. Let's get a nose. Oh, I spilled a little bit. What am I doing? Yeah, really nice porter. It has like a really deep, like dark chocolate vibe to it. A little bit of alcohol there as well, 10.5. And a little bit of that coconut. There's also like caramel toffee hints as well. Maybe a little coffee and a little bit of roastiness from the malts themselves. Yeah, it smells pretty good. Nothing amazing. This has been out of the fridge for over an hour, so we should be fine. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Not a ton of carbonation, definitely undercarbed, probably because of that coconut oil. It's not flat, it just has lighter carbonation. Because of that, obviously the body's gonna be soft and smooth, but it has a nice creaminess to it. They're not using lactose as far as I know in this one, so yeah, really nice. I will say I'd rather have more carbonation here because it is a little flat. The body though, at 10.5%, and considering it's a porter, it is thin for the percentage, but because it's a porter, and I usually feel like porter should be a little bit thinner than stouts. Whether that's right or wrong, doesn't matter. That's what I perceive in my puny little brain. But I always feel like porters are a little bit lighter on the body. So this is like higher side of medium body, approaching low full, 10.5%. I'm cool with it. Flavors are really nice though. A lot of dark and milk chocolate mixing in, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of like blackstrap molasses treacle vibes. Pretty sweet. This is a sweeter beer. As it passes through the palate, a little bit of that toasted coconut comes to the forefront. I am a little bit disappointed as far as the coconut aspect of this one is going. It's called Lost Coconuts. It's brewed with coconut. I'm definitely getting it. And you can see that they're using real coconut based on the head retention and the carbonation. I'm just not getting a lot of it. It finishes really sweet, not cloying sweet, but definitely a sweeter beer. I really do like the dark and milk chocolate vibe I'm getting from this one, and a little bit of that molasses. It really is working well for me. If I was doing this blind, I don't think I'd be able to tell you there's coconut. I might just say, oh, maybe some kind of adjunct based on the head retention and the lack of carbonation. I'd probably lean towards coconut or peanut butter, but I'm not tasting the coconut as much as I want to. So it's disappointing from that aspect, but like as far as, let me say this, stylistically, if you're going for an Imperial Coconut Porter, I think this kind of misses the mark. I'd give it like a 3.25 out of 5. But like as far as personal enjoyment goes, I'm digging this one. yeah, it's nothing that's going to blow anyone's mind, but at 10.5%, I cannot tell you this is a bigger beer. A little bit of chest warming, I would say like 8.5, so it hides the alcohol relatively well. I'm really enjoying those chocolate characteristics along with a little bit of that molasses and a touch of coconut. Yeah, it's tough because my brain wants to say this says Lost Coconuts is brewed with coconut. You can't give it a you can't give it a a decent score or whatever because it's not really hitting on what it says it is. But I always review to personal preference, and my personal preference is this is a damn solid beer. I highly enjoy it, so I'm going to give this a high 3.75 out of 5. I'm going to go 3.85 for Lost Coconuts from Beer Tree. It's my first beer I'm reviewing from them, and I wish it was a little bit better. If there was more coconut in this one, this would get well over a 4. There's not. I got to be honest. Wish there was more coconut. At the end of the day, yeah, I don't know. You know they're using real coconut clearly based on like everything I said about the high retention and the carbonation. They're using real coconut. Maybe they use more. Maybe I should have drank this fresh. 2 months old. It does say drink immediately. By the time I got this one, I think it was already 6 weeks old. So I waited a couple weeks. I don't know. I feel like I should get coconut on this one. So anyway, stylistically, Lost Coconuts from Beer Tree gets a 3.25, but for my personal preference, it gets a high 3.75, 3.85 out of 5. Lost Coconuts. If you've had this one, let me know what you think about it. Kyle, have you ever had this one? I don't know if you've had it. I certainly didn't see you review it, not recently anyway, so I'd be curious to know if you've had this one and what you think about it, and if not, if you see this one, I would recommend you picking it up, Kyle, to check it out. I'd be curious to see how our palates differ or if they're in the same realm. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review. And oh yeah, price and availability. Want to say this was $5 maybe, in the $5 range. I think that's fair. I don't know what it is at Brewery. I'd probably imagine 18 to 20 bucks. I paid like low 5s for this, like $5.25 or something. Not a bad price for a 10.5% Imperial Coconut Porter. I think around $5 is fine. And availability, Brewery, as well as they get some distribution. I know into Rochester, maybe they get just some distribution in Syracuse, Binghamton, things like that. But they don't get tons of distribution as far as I know. We have not seen them here yet in the Buffalo area, so hopefully at some point they show up here. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one, cheers.